What just happened?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's Happening Wednesdays.
What's happening?
On whatever you want music radio. What's Happening Wednesdays is the look into the music industry to keep you abreast of what's happening in the music and entertainment industry. And today we have a very special guest who's been dubbed the Princess of R&B. I think it's fitting. Vina Love. What's up, Vina?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I appreciate you being here, joining us today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So in case you've been living under a rock, Vina Love's music, 2 songs of which we'll showcase today, has been burning up not just our airwaves, but airwaves in general. And so we need to make sure people understand what it is, Vina. So let's just get through the preliminaries, right? You know, the usual questions, you know, where you from, how long you been singing, and, you know, how young you are. We ask women how young you are. We don't say how old you are, right? How young you are. You know, but tell people about you.
So I'm from New York. I'm from Harlem. I'm 23 years old. I'll be 24 this year. I'm a singer, songwriter, dancer, choreographer, director. I pretty much do it all. I'm an actress as well. And just trying to, make it happen.
Absolutely. For those who are familiar, of course, let me talk about what you can probably expect. This is also the daughter of the world-famous DJ Kid Capri. And, you know, this is an interesting question for me. Like, when did you realize your pops wasn't a normal person?
That's a good question because he was always just dad to me.
Right.
I remember my 7th birthday, he performed at Radio City Music Hall. That's really big in New York City, for anyone who doesn't know.
Yep.
And he took me with him. LL Cool J was performing, Ciara, it was a couple people. And he was DJing, and I had ran on stage to start dancing. And I think even then, I don't really think I realized, I don't know, it just seemed normal to me. This is something he always did. I've always known him for doing.
Right.
So even then, it didn't really seem something that was out of the ordinary. I don't think I really noticed until I was older, till I was in high school. Right. And people gave me a certain kind of reaction. And I was like, okay, so I need to go figure out what this really is about. And so when I got older, I just, pretty much got to understand who he is.
Yeah, because I wonder if when you had that moment when you was like, oh, shoot, that's my pops. You wonder if people have those kind of moments where they come to realize that's my dad and he's just dad to me, but he's something else to everybody else.
Right. I definitely do it now. As a grown woman, I do it now. We'll go out. And me and my dad will go out together. He'll have a party and I'll come show up. And I'll just be in my zone. And he'll start DJing. I'll be like, yo, this is crazy. That this is even my dad.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely have those moments.
Yeah, absolute pioneer. He impacted a lot of careers in the game and influenced a lot of people who became DJs. Mm-hmm. So, just paying homage to him. He'll forever be a pillar in hip hop, but this interview is not about him.
Love you, Dad.
So let's get back to it. And, the way I see it, maybe his daughter will soon become a pillar in the game herself. Harlem stand up. So I think that's dope. So let me ask you this. Who do you listen to?
I listen to older music. Uh-huh. I listen to today's music, but I listen to Mary J. Blige and Faith and just really even music from the 60s and stuff. That's pretty much the era of music that I grew up on. So I tend to, and again, now that I'm becoming an adult and I'm going through things, that's the music I connect to more.
Right.
I am still definitely into trap music and all that stuff. I'm into today's music, but my go-to is 60s and 70s, 80s, 90s, and that's really it for me.
And of course, you had mad crates in the crib, so, it was all kind of music in your house. So let me ask you, your favorite R&B, if there is such a thing, and your favorite hip-hop artist?
My favorite R&B artist, do you mean from today's time or of all time?
All time.
Mary J. Blige, for a fact.
No doubt.
And my favorite hip-hop artist, I would say, that's a little hard for me because I'm really big on hip-hop.
Right.
That's hard.
All right. Well,
can't really choose. Yeah, can't really choose.
It may be tough to choose. It may be you may have many, which is understandable. So, Vina, you write your own songs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how would you describe your style?
I think being a songwriter for me, there's no way to put myself in a box because I really can write any genre of music. I could really talk about anything. It could be love. It could be about a tree outside. I could really tap into any kind of mood. So I will say, for me, the kind of music I put out is very, R&B, like round the way girl kind of vibe. But I could also create a song, a Celine Dion song, and sing that as well. So I'm not really sure exactly what my style is, but I would just say versatile, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. I could see that when I first heard a couple of your joints. I'm like, you get the ballad feel in certain parts of the song, and then you have a delivery. When you shift delivery, it's almost like you're like a singer, but you got a rap cadence.
Right.
And I'm like, that's different. That was dope. When you hear it, and I think that's one of the things that people notice immediately, at least from people that I talk to. They're like, yeah, that's dope. She's gonna be around for a while. All right, so I got two more questions. Your dream duet, hip hop and R&B.
My dream duet would be, damn, that's pretty hard too. My dream duet, I would do a song with, does it have to be a guy or a girl? Like, does it matter?
Nope, whoever you choose.
I would do a duet with, honestly, if I could do a song with Michael Jackson, that would be sick.
Yeah, that would be
sick.
If
that was possible. Like, if there was a song he had, like, just sitting in the archive somewhere and I could just, like, jump on it and make it, like, that would be insane.
No doubt. I should have said alive or not, but yeah, that's a good one. All right, so
that would be insane.
Yeah, what you got for hip-hop?
For hip-hop, I would do a song with, it got to be a guy.
Right.
They got to be alive?
Nope.
I would do a rap song with Big L.
Dog, yeah. Keep it in Harlem. I got you. I got you. That's dope. All right, here go my other question. Right now, your dream producer, like if you can call whatever producer you want on the phone, be like, yo, I need a joint from you right now. I need to get in the studio with you right now. Who would that producer be? We putting this out on the bolo, though, by the way. So,
it would be Pharrell.
All right, Pharrell. If you listening or anybody connected to him listening, Vina, we need that track. We need to talk about it.
Absolutely.
That's dope. So let's talk about Drip. Now, I brought up Drip because I like the song. I think it's dope. It was the one I was thinking about when I talked about the shift in your cadence, even though, you have that talent across multiple songs. But let's talk about Drip, like, how it came about.
Right. Yeah. One day I was on live, and for anybody who doesn't know me, I am not a morning person at all. And I just happened to be up at like 6 a.m. and my producer, Dizzy Banco, he was he was on live and he was like playing beats and stuff. So I heard him playing the beat. I was like, yo, get off live right now and send me this beat. Don't send it to nobody. Don't give it to nobody. Send it to me now. And I wrote the song in like an hour. I had a session that night. I went in the studio because as soon as I heard the beat while he was playing it on live, like I instantly caught the chorus. Like, okay, it got to be catchy because it's like fun and bouncy. Like it got to be something that's really simple and people will get the point. So I instantly came up with the chorus. I wrote the song, finished it. That night I went to the studio and I had like a bunch of other songs I had to finish because we were like writing a project. So I was like just trying to like get some stuff out.
Yeah.
So I had maybe like an hour left of my session. I was like, all right, let me lay this down. I'm gonna come back to it and fix it. Like in my mind, I told myself it wasn't gonna be perfect. I just wanted to put it down. And the first take, it ended up being perfect. We ended up keeping it and releasing it just like that. So the song happened so naturally and it came together so quickly. It was just like, okay. So now in terms of marketing and promoting it, like we got to do it right. So I held the song for about a year. I shot the video 6 months after I recorded the song, and then I released it 6 months after we shot the video. So, and yeah, when it came out, we released it on WorldStar. That was my first time ever doing that, and it was insane. The response I got was absolutely amazing. Even from the video itself, like my mom is my stylist as well as my manager, and she like puts my outfits together. I do my own hair, my own makeup. My older brother's my choreographer. My dancers are my cousins. So to see something that we did as a family just come together so nicely, and people love it so much, it made me feel really good.
That's dope. Yeah, Drip is definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to play that joint. So why don't you do the honors and introduce your song?
It's your girl, Vina Love, and this is my single, Drip.
You're listening to it here on What's Happening Wednesdays, Whatever You Want Music Radio. Let's go.
They're gonna be with another hitter. Did you violate it?
Don't stop, put it on your night. I know I'm hot, tell I'm on fire. I won't lie, feeling you all night. Let's get high, blow it up to the sky. The way you're looking at me got me feeling away. Retention, I can't
All right, welcome back to What's Happening Wednesdays on Whatever You Want Music Radio. We are here with Vina Love, the dubbed, princess of R&B. I like that, actually. We was just listening to Drip. That's my joint. That joint is hot. So, shifting gears a little bit there, sister. Let me mention what I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to do my disclaimer. Growing up hip-hop, but I'm not asking no trick questions and none of that funny stuff like most people do in interviews, right? So, no funny stuff, right? So, I just want to know your experience. I saw an interview you did with, I think it was an online magazine, where you mentioned that you had an eye-opening experience, or the experience opened your eyes up to some things, and you ain't got to go into detail, but I'm just asking, like, what has your experience been with growing up hip-hop?
The eye-opener was definitely to be very cautious of what you say and what you do and how you react to a lot of things, because it follows you forever. And it's reality TV. So people love to go back 10 years ago and find a clip of you doing something, and to teach myself how to react to things a certain kind of way. And if I ever did another season, I feel like I would be way more equipped to do so. And, I work really hard at what I do. I've been working hard my whole life. I don't know any other way. And for that to be ruined because of a reaction to someone who's just trying to poke at me,
right? For
me to ruin my whole career, that would be insane. So I really just have to, just be cautious and keep my eyes open and watch what I say and all those kind of things. Yeah. But the experience itself was really dope. I learned a lot. When it comes to my business, again, I'm very family orientated, so I don't really work with many outsiders. And for me to be on a show with a bunch of people I really didn't know, that was new for me. And other than that, though, it was great.
That's cool, because I was going to ask you if you enjoyed it. There's certainly some characters on there, and that's all I'll say. Keeping it positive. And you also answered one of my other questions on whether you would be interested in returning, or whenever they get back to recording, or if they'll have you return. But it sounds like you are interested in going back on the show.
It depends. It definitely depends on, first season, I didn't really, my music wasn't showcased as much. Right. It really felt like I was just, kid's daughter, and what's she doing today? What's she doing tomorrow? Not so much, this is Vina Love, she's kid's daughter, and this is what she does on a daily basis. So under those terms, I would love to do another season. But at the same time, depending on where I am in my career, if I'm able to do so, I definitely will. If not, then it's always all love to WeTV, the network, everybody. But, we'll see. We never know.
Well, one thing's for sure. If you're too busy, that's a good problem.
Yeah, that's great.
Right. That's exactly what we want. Certainly being on Growing Up Hip Hop, reality TV, it has its value because, people who may not have known who Vina Love is, learned who you were. I already was familiar with you when you released Air back in 2017.
Thank you.
I remember somebody shared it with me, and I was like, okay, I like that one too. So, I've been familiar for a while, and it's good that people are kind of getting a feel for you. Let me tell you the obvious. You can sing, right? You can write, and that's really the game right there. If you could do those two things, man, then you got a career. So I think you definitely have a stable career ahead of you.
Thank you so much.
So, all right, now next song I want to talk about, Henny V. Now, what does that mean? You getting people drunk? What does that mean, Henny V?
So I don't want to say used to be, because I've never been a heavy drinker, but I only drink Hennessy, and I only drink it straight. I don't drink it with ice or juice or anything like that. So it kind of became like, whenever I went out and I would host parties, everybody would know to only put Hennessy at my table, or if I ever went out. So that was my thing. And I noticed that when I do drink, I turn into the more Harlem version of myself. Like Vina Love goes away, and I'm more so of who I am on an everyday basis. And I don't really share that with people. I don't really share myself with the entire world.
Right.
So when it came to making this song, I heard the beat. I was like, okay, this feels like Harlem for real. And I just started writing. Like, if you listen to the first verse, I came in kind of crazy, and it's so different. This is Henny V. This is my attitude. This is the Harlem version of myself. And I feel like throughout the song, when you listen to the lyrics, the chorus for me was the songwriting side of me. Okay, we want to put something here that people are going to hear, is going to make them feel good. So when you go to songwriting classes, they teach you to use specific words. It gives people a certain kind of feeling. So if I say higher and I'm singing it in a high key, that automatically makes someone feel good. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, you starting the song off in a good way. That was really what that was in terms of the chorus. So I really was trying to do the contrasting, and I think from the responses I'm hearing, I think I did pretty well of what I intended for the songs.
Yeah, we burn that song a lot, so that is definitely dope.
I hope I explained that properly for you.
Actually, you did, and you showed a little bit of your craft too, because you're giving away some craft secrets, some trade secrets.
Yeah.
The ability to let's just say move your audience purposefully, right? I think that learning that and being able to do that is genius. So this is what I want to do now, because we about to play Henny V. Okay. So just like the last, if you would please do the introduction.
It's your girl, Vina Love, and this is Henny V.
All right, folks, you're listening to Henny V right here on What's Happening Wednesdays, Whatever You Want Music Radio. Let's go.
You never bring me down, I'm your rider. Spin up like a couple times, you light up. The Henny V is in the town, you always around, always around. Higher, you never bring me down, I'm your rider. Spin up like a couple times, you light up. The Henny V is in the town, you always around, always around. He really like me, wanna give me sloppy toppy and mommy Maserati. He wanna give me hella bands, tell me go and buy it, I never kiss up to him. And when I walk on by, he tell me he was looking for me. Don't slip, baby, don't slip. You could get it if you want it. I won't trip unless you give me tag when we're flying private. And now you're checking for me, and now I'm checking for you, cause you take me higher. You never bring me down, I'm your rider. Spin up like a couple times, you light up. The Henny V is in the town, you always around, always around. Higher, you never bring me down, I'm your rider. Spin up like a couple times, you light up. The Henny V is in the town, you always around, always around. Get him hot, hot, I make him sweat, I make him wanna eat it up, baby, no cap. Now I got Henny in my system, where I go, he come. I know he like my wedding, some Patron, but Henny V's home. Henny V's home. Henny V's home. Henny V's home. Give him some more wedding, some Patron, and now he really, really taking me higher. You never bring me down, I'm your rider. Spin up like a couple times, you light up. The Henny V is in the town, you always around, always around. Higher, you never bring me down, I'm your rider. Spin up like a couple times, you light up. The Henny V is in the town, you always around, always around. Do you right, gotta get you hype. I'm gonna show you everything you need to see tonight. Dress is hella tight, we been hanging lower than my thighs. See my body in his eyes, wanna marry me tonight. I may stick with him for life, 'cause I can't get enough. I can't get enough, daddy, when you hit me up. I'm gonna be there ready. I'll do anything best. So get some Henny and some VV, and let me take you higher. You never bring me down, I'm your rider. Spin up like a couple times, you light up. The Henny V is in the town, you always around, always around. Higher, you never bring me down, I'm your rider. Spin up like a couple times, you light up. The Henny V is in the town, you always around, always around.
You're listening to What's Happening Wednesdays on Whatever You Want Music Radio. This is Mos, and we're here with Vina Love. We just finished listening to Henny V. Yeah, the joint is fire.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. Anything on the horizon, anything new coming, EPs? I was going to ask you, were you into acting? So, any opportunities in that respect? Anything new coming up?
Right now, so initially I had finished my first album. Mm-hmm. And I went into a transition season where everything just sounded so old to me. And I felt as though like I had strengthened my voice. I feel like I had strengthened my songwriting. So I went in and started to create my first album, part 2. So I'm literally going back in and like starting all over and creating a whole new album. And it's been amazing. These past couple months have been absolutely amazing. And I'm just rebranding. I'm regrouping. I'm hiring new people. I'm letting go people. I'm just really like, rebranding everything. So you will be getting an album out of me, my first album. Some movies out of me. You'll see me everywhere. Everywhere you turn, you'll see me. So just look out.
Absolutely. And so we got to make sure we look out. I'm certainly looking out because we are all fans. So tell people where they can follow you, where they can find you, where they can catch you, social media.
You can follow me on Instagram at VINA_LOVE. You can catch all my singles, Drip, Like It, Henny V, Air, all of them. They're all on Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, Google Play, all that good stuff. And you can catch the video to Drip and Like It on Worldstar, and Air's on YouTube.
Absolutely. So make sure y'all go check that out. Vina Love, we appreciate you taking the time out to chat with us a little bit.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we may have to have you back when after that album drop.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, COVID got us all locked. COVID has its benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So again, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All
have a good one.
You too. You're listening to What's Happening Wednesdays on Whatever You Want Music Radio. This is Mos. I'm out.